Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Maze Runner: The Death Cure. So when it comes to the Maze Runner series, I haven't read the books, so I didn't know if it stayed loyal throughout, but I did enjoy especially the first film. I actually thought the first Maze Runner was a very solid young adult adaptation. The second one was definitely a step down from the first, but I think still pretty good, so I was excited to see this conclusion. Of course, there was all the onset drama with Dylan O'Brien's injury that took place, so we've had quite the prolonged wait to get to this final chapter. And overall, I would say it's an adequate finale to the trilogy. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives first. To begin, I think our actors are all pretty solid here, led by Dylan O'Brien himself. I really hope that he's able to get into some good projects, some projects that really kind of help lift up his stardom, because he has a natural charisma. He has like a natural star quality to him, and he's a pretty solid actor as well. And I really do think that he helps elevate all of the material, but really everybody in this movie is doing their part. They're really selling it. And thanks to them, and thanks to the connections we made, there were some really great moments in this film. Particularly, we had a couple of really nice emotional moments that really showed how well they did developing the characters and connecting us to these characters and their friendships over at least the first two films and throughout this one as well. So we had some great emotional moments that really resonated well, and we also had a few awesome, fun action set pieces as well. So there are some moments where it's really exciting. And when this movie is good, I would say it's really strong. And it's definitely up there with the first Maze Runner with quality when it's on. And finally, I think the special effects are really solid. There's maybe one or two kind of wonky special effects in here, but for the most part, I thought it all just looked very nice. I think it was shot very nice, and the whole aesthetic looked good. So, as for those negatives, the first most glaring negative for me, it's just too long. This is almost 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and you definitely feel the runtime. By the end, you are like, wow, that was a very long movie. And a big part of filling that runtime is that the script is a mess. We have so many like little storylines throughout. We have like 5 different possible could-be endings that take place. We have too many twists that go down. We have all of these last-minute savior moments that take place. So we have all of these big cliches. We have all of the last-minute saves. We have several endings and twists that you can see coming a mile off. So for as many awesome moments as there are in this film, there's just as many dragging, cliched moments that you're like, ugh, really? And to go along with that, oof, there is some really horrible dialogue in this film. Such clunky writing in the middle of action sequences, in some of the just one-on-one talks that take place. Yeah, there's some horrible dialogues. And really, the script is the problem. It needed to be edited way down. We could have shaved off at least 20, maybe even 30 minutes off of this film. It didn't need to be as long as it was. And it would have been a really good experience if they had just edited themselves. And all of the stakes are really undercut by the fact that over and over, either implausible saves come through, or we have the last minute cliches. So as big as the stakes actually are here, you're still stuck with not feeling like there are many stakes because of how the script plays out. Also, they really introduced it in the second film, and they continue to kind of roll with this concept that could be so sophisticated and such a great question to pose in a film like this of which side is the right side, the greater good that is taking blood from these kids involuntarily, but to get a cure for the masses, or are you on the side with the kids who are like, no, you're torturing us and this is wrong, and they're trying to escape, effectively eliminating the chance at a cure. But they never delve deep enough in there. They kind of get us into the gray area, but they never push it as far as I personally would have liked them to push it. And then that leads us to the ending, which all the way up to the end, I was on board with. And I actually thought, again, we had some really beautiful, sentimental, nice moments to wrap up the trilogy. And then the very end, I was kind of like, this still feels awkwardly like a cliffhanger. Leaving it open for another? I don't know about that. I wish we would have just kind of gotten a more conclusive ending for a movie that was 2.5 hours long. So overall, I would say this is at least on par, if not even a little bit better than the second film. And I think that if you have watched the first 2 Blade Runner films, this is worth a matinee. I don't know that it's necessarily worth seeing at a full price ticket, but you gotta see it through, right? And it's definitely, as I said, adequate as a conclusion to the finale. It didn't really underwhelm, but it also didn't leave you like cheering in the theater. And if you haven't seen the other 2, then clearly you're not interested. You won't know what's happening in this one, so go ahead and skip it. So that is my review of Maze Runner: The Death Cure. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Maze Runner: The Death Cure? Have you already seen it? If you have, what did you think? And what do you think of the series as a whole? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!